Hey everybody, it's Felisa. Good morning. This is my car chronicle and my entry into a video a day in May. And I hope that y'all are doing well. I wanted to talk a little bit this morning about divorce. I know I've vlogged about divorce before. And I think that I just vlog from a perspective of dating after divorce, not necessarily divorce itself and the psychological implications of divorce, etc., etc., etc. And this is probably going to be a two-parter. This one is kind of generic. The next one will be probably more towards for women, but I invite y'all to listen to, guys. Anyway, so this morning I was reading an article that was posted, and it was by Psychology Today, and it was basically saying that women initiate about 70% of all divorces, which I think that everybody pretty much knows that women are the lead instigators when it comes to filing for divorce. And the other interesting thing was that when it comes to non-marital relationships, it's about even. So men and women both break things off pretty evenly. So it's about 50%, 50-50. But when it comes to marriage, women initiate divorce more often than men. I think that that's very interesting. However, what really got me stuck and like I could not move on was this one term. So they indicated that women reported more marital dissatisfaction than men, and that led to higher instances of divorce. Okay, I feel like that data needs some deep dive, but like dissatisfaction to me is like if I order a steak and it comes back, you know, well done, and I want a medium rare, like I'd be just dissatisfied at that experience. Or, you know, like if I went to the movies and, you know, I heard all this hype. Like, let's say if I went to go see Avengers, which was excellent, by the way. Have I told y'all this? This was excellent. But anyway, I go see Avengers or Black Panther even, which is even more excellent. Yes, that's a word. Anyway, so I see these movies and I come away like, oh God, you know, they could have done more with Thanos' character. They weren't really true to the books. You know, it was kind of off, and I expected more. It was still a good movie though. I'm not gonna completely trash it. I could have been like that, and that's dissatisfaction. A lot of the things that women go through in life, like I feel like it minimizes their pain, and it minimizes the reasons that women seek divorce. To just simply say that she's dissatisfied, I actually think that it plays more into kind of like the emotional nature of women, and how, you know, we're always perceived as being flaky, flighty, you know, indecisive, you know, kind of like these rogue entities where we don't think things through and we just wake up one day and we decide that we want to be divorced. No, that's not the case. That's not how that happens in many cases. I'm sure of it because I am one of those cases. Now, do you have women who are flaky, flighty, and can't make up their minds, and, you know, they thought that it was going to be one way and it's actually another? Absolutely. And those women should remain single, but they don't. I think that by and large, though, most women have tried everything that they know how to do in a marriage and a relationship in order to keep it afloat, including suggesting counseling, including going to Victoria's Secret and trying to spice it up, including making sure that she's, you know, cooking his favorite meal or whatever the case may be, or, you know, trying to talk and communicate and open the lines up and be more receptive and, you know, whatever. I don't know any woman in my circle, and I would really love to have a conversation with the woman who is just like, F my marriage. Like, yeah, I don't want that. Let's be divorced. I'm just sick of you. I'm sure that she exists. So please don't tell me about your cousins, uncles, sisters, you know, wives, or whatever that did this. I know that they exist. I would be hard pressed to understand the psychology and the dynamics behind it. And I'm also not willing to say that she is the vast majority of women. The average age of a marriage in this country is 8 years. 8 years. 8 years is a long doggone time to be in hell. 8 years is a long time to wake up and decide that you don't want to be married and you just rather be divorced. 8 years is 8 years. Like, seriously, that's a long time. I don't know anything that I would want to do for 8 years and not have any benefit and be unhappy and be miserable. Like, most of y'all don't even stay at jobs for no 8 years. You don't live in houses for more than a few years. I mean, yeah, that kind of investment, that kind of emotional attachment is not easy to extract yourself from just all willy-nilly. And again, I'm being very, very careful to speak in generics because I know that there are people out there who exist on both sides, as somebody said, for both genders, male and female. So I'm aware of this. I just think that, when it comes to divorce and when it comes to, marital disharmony and discord and things like that, I think that, number one, divorce is relatively easy in this country. And so, people do tend to throw in the towel, but I am unwilling to say that they throw in that towel as a first line of defense. Like, I'm unwilling to say that someone didn't hang up the toilet paper right in the bathroom and then the next thing is that they're in divorce court. I feel like, that is a slippery slope of behaviors and pain and sadness and dissatisfaction, according to Psychology Today, and disharmony and disunity and all of the other disses over a long period of time, a significant period of time, such that it leads you to divorce. And then I'm going to go on record as saying this. I really don't know any woman, especially seriously know any woman who just sits in pain and never says anything. Women by nature usually are very demonstrative and very, very, very expressive. So if you have a woman who is unhappy for whatever reason, if she is not really feeling whatever it is that you're doing, she's probably said that to you on numerous occasions. And what happens is that men tend to ignore what she said for a long time and don't really take her seriously until she files. And then, really have the unmitigated gall to say, she tripping, she gonna file for divorce. Just woke up one day and filed for divorce. Like, that's not what happens. It doesn't happen out the blue. Just like, ladies, I tell y'all all the time that things that happen with your men is just not out the blue. You just haven't been paying attention. You just haven't been paying attention to the warning signs, to the signals. We deliberately ignore red flags. And when it comes to divorce, I know from personal experience and from my own personal history, I said it verbatim. I'm like, listen, I can't live this way. We must do something. My first line of defense, though, wasn't divorce. I was like, can we please get counseling? Can we please go talk about this with someone? Can we please, do this? It was never my heart's desire to be divorced. I am the product of divorce. I am a child of divorce. My parents divorced when I was 6, excuse me. And my grandfather, who was my father figure, died when I was 16. And so that left me devastated in a whole lot of different ways. Too lengthy for this tape. Child, go look at my tape on my vlog on daddy issues. I'll explain everything. But I really harbored a lot of pain and hurt and upset and probably some resentment and confusion and all those kinds of things coming out of divorce. So that was never something that I wanted to serve to my children. That is never something that I never wanted to be divorced. Like, I wanted my marriage to be reminiscent of my grandparents' marriage, which lasted until my grandfather left this earth. And so that's what I wanted, but that is not what I got. And so I had to deal with it. And, so I don't know very many women who are just willing to throw everything away just because they're, dissatisfied. Well, he didn't bring me the right kind of toilet tissue, so I'm going to file for divorce. Like, it's not that trivial and it's not that simple. So, in a case of divorce, I really think if I can leave y'all with this, if you're married and, you're experiencing some kind of discord in your marriage, listen, Stop saying that your wife is just tripping. Stop saying that your husband is just tripping. Actually take the time to listen to them and hear what the grievances are, and see if you can find some type of way to negotiate something in the middle. Otherwise, what you're really saying is that your marriage is not worth it, because I promise you that if somebody is continuously bringing you grievances, and I'm saying all things being equal, I'm not saying that if you've married some crazy person who can't ever be satisfied. Now, some of y'all think that about your wives, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, she's simply asking you, honey, I need more help with the kids. Honey, I need you to be present. Honey, I want to have more time with you, like you're always working. Well, I got to work because I got to pay for this big house that she won't, and ain't nobody tell us to move here. I mean, come on now. Come on. It's got to be some kind of partnership going on. It's got to be some kind of meeting in the middle. Otherwise, you may as well just go ahead and count your assets now, because it's coming. It really is. It's coming. And once you've emotionally detached and disconnected and isolated yourself, like really the physical will follow. Try not to let that happen to your marriages or to your life. Marriage is entirely too important for that. That's all I wanted to say about I got other stuff to say, but I'm not gonna say it. I'll save it for another vlog. I hope y'all have a great day. If you have any comments, please leave them below, and I will catch y'all later on. Don't forget to subscribe. I can't talk. Talk to you later. Bye.